Hey everybody, welcome back to Plum Figgy. This is Tammy. All right, so we have a junk journal that I've been working on practically all summer, spring and summer. I don't know. Well, now that we're entering fall, I felt like, it's about time I finish this up, make the cover for it, and get it all wrapped up. So, because it's time to make some fall and maybe Halloween journals. I don't know. To be honest with you guys, I don't know how many I'll be making for sale this year, if any. We'll kind of see. I'm not feeling the pull to do that at the moment, so it's really hard to get myself in that when I'm not really feeling inspired to do it. But anyway, that's a story for another day, and we'll see how it goes. The weather's so nice. I just don't even want to be inside. I just want to do things outside, and these are like kind of more inside things. But anyway, okay. I filmed 2.5, or at least these two signatures, decorating them with you. I finished the third one without filming it, so let me walk you through that. And then I also went back and added a few things like this here. You can see I've added some trim. Well, it's not trim, it's the fabric to the side of the page. And I might have rearranged some of these pages again. I'm not 100% sure now. It's been long enough that I don't remember exactly what I've shown you. So why don't I just do a full flip through? How about that? All right, so from way back when we worked on this, I did add this ruffle. I will be sewing these on maybe this weekend. I'm not sure. Well, I have to do it. Yeah, I have to do it this weekend before I sew in the signatures. But my cat Sophie, if you haven't ever seen her before, so just do a quick flip through. So as you can see, I've used all kinds of the fun goodies and things that were sent to me, and all these papers and things. This is a pocket that I still haven't put anything into yet. Maybe, I don't know if that really works. Maybe we can put this one in there. How about that? And then I came into a situation where, for whatever reason, a lot of my pages in the second and third the second and third signatures were too short. They were too narrow this way, and it just kind of looked funny. So I ended up rearranging things. I don't know if I'm going to sew this or not. Maybe if I do, it'll be there. But you know what? It might be better just not to. It's secure, so I don't really need to. This is a pocket here. This was another short page. So I added, is this a pocket? No, I just glued it down. No, it's a pocket like this. And then obviously it's an envelope she made out of some map paper, which is kind of hard to find anymore these days, now that we have everything on our phones and online. And then another pocket. And so, like, for example, I'll sew around that to make sure it's nice and secure. So that's the first signature leading into the second signature here, with this pretty fun collage. This journal is going to be for me to use, and I'll be filling it in with who knows what. I think it's going to be kind of a commonplace journal for me. So quotes that I enjoy. She did a lot of cool stuff. Stamping, make it count, it says, learn and grow. She did a lot of really cool stuff. And there's a little bit of glue there. Some washi tape here. So I'll add pictures. I've added this trim. So I'll go and sew down this page here. Got a belly band, turn this into some journaling paper. This was from a newspaper, and then some tea-dyed or coffee-dyed paper she sent me. This was a hard page for me. Yellow and red are hard for me sometimes to work with. This was a bag. This is the bottom of the bag, so I cut that open and turned that into a pocket on this side, and then decorated a little bit on the other side. This opens up here, another newspaper page, and then some wallpaper sample or wallpaper I glued onto the back of that. And then this here is an envelope from the mail that she repurposed and did some painting on, and then I made this tag to put inside. You got like a peekaboo view there, and then just did a collage there. Another one that was difficult for me, the oranges and the reds and the yellows are a little difficult for me to work with. I'm just not, those aren't the colors I gravitate towards, but in the end, I'm really happy with how it all turned out. It's really cool. This is a cute little bag that she sent along, and then this printed page of some, it looks like wadded up paper, brown paper bag, and then these were scraps that I added to the back side, so I can add some journaling and then maybe some photos or something. Here's the other side of that bag, did a little collage there, and then some of the paper tucked in. That just closes up. And so as I continue working in this journal, I'll obviously add more. I love that. I wanted to make sure this made it into the journal. It's on a paper clip. And then here's another belly band, and then some more scraps that I turned into a journaling card. It just tucks right in there. Love this paper. She dyed that, I think onion dye. Not 100% sure. Another little collaged journaling card that I made with some of the scraps and things. And then, yeah, another short page that I tried to elongate a little bit. I suppose I could have probably gone a little wider out, but I just turned that into a pocket with another journaling tag. This is some tissue paper that she had sent, and it has these cute little stamped hearts on it. So I wanted to put that with these two kissing. So again, this was a hard one for me. This whole signature was difficult just from the color scheme of it, but I'm really proud of how it ended up. So I have plenty of empty pages, and I always try to make sure my last page of one signature kind of works with the first page of the next signature. And so I don't know, maybe I'm a little too worried about that kind of thing, but I like how that looks. So here is the third signature that you guys didn't watch, or I didn't film for you, but I'll just quickly walk you through. So I did a collage here. This was just some scrap that I had hanging around, and then she had die cut these out for me on some, what I think was painted paper with some like gold paint and some reddish purple paint, a dyed doily, and then another one of the wax seals that she sent. I did a belly band on the inside of that page, and then this is a stamped piece of paper she sent me, so I can journal on that. A printed page here. I did another pocket out of this that she had stamped out. This is a die cut. There were 3 of these. I just ripped it. I thought the 2 looked good. And then these were some little tickets that she had, I think, probably either came from a cut apart sheet or something along those lines, or an ephemera pack maybe, or she stamped them. It's very possible she stamped them. It's kind of hard to tell. They're really well done. Another painted page here. Made a little pocket there out of this piece of ephemera. The artwork ephemera. I did pick up this from Recollections. It's a bunch of famous artwork, and then reimagined into kind of different shapes and things. So that's where that came from. Some of that. Again, turned this journaling card, I think it was supposed to be, into a pocket on this page, and then I made a tag out of another scrap. So this was an envelope, and this was the inside of the envelope. I just folded it over to give it some more structure, and then I did this collage on the front, and then I can journal on the back side of that. And then most likely what I'll do is I'll put a photo here of something, maybe a black and white photo. I do have a little thermal black and white printer. So, and then on the back side of that, here you can kind of see some of it is another envelope that she had done some dye or paint treatment to. On top of the back side of this paper, she had sent some tissue paper that had been stamped with this purple ink and flower stamp. So I covered the back of that with that, and just to kind of hide some of the white paper, and then glued this entire envelope down. I think initially it was maybe meant to become a page in the journal, but actually I think I like it better as just a pocket like this. So, well, I must have, because that's what I ended up doing with it. This is, I believe, different colors of washi, just put onto some paper, and then she did a zigzag stitch on all the edges of the washi. And again, I used some of that stamped tissue paper to line it with, and then glued that down. And I will sew both of those in so that it's a little bit more secure for a pocket. Some brown paper, and then I turned this page that I think is another stamp. Really pretty. I love this. I may or may not sew this, I'm not sure, but I turned that into another pocket there. Some more trim that I glued down, and I'll go ahead and sew that down as well. Made another belly band here. Yes, belly band with nothing in it. Oh, okay, so this is wallpaper, and obviously had white on the back side. So yeah, as you can see, I just took one of those book pages and glued that to the back, and I just let it be taller and longer on the top and bottom, and the edge, I guess, a little bit. And then, yeah. I didn't really do anything with this because this is going to be kind of something special at some point. I don't know what that something special is yet, but I figured I would leave it alone, and when that something special came along, I would put it in there. So it's really kind of a cool page. As you can see, it folds open, and I'll eventually probably put a photo, or I don't know. I was thinking maybe of doing some kind of embroidery or something and putting that in there, and then I can seal it in with this page. But then she has either coffee or tea dyed this paper to make it look aged and vintage. It's really cool. This is, I don't even really know what this originally was. I just used glue stick, which obviously is not holding very well, but I will sew this down and this will become a pocket. So I wanted to make sure and get some of that in this journal. And again, I did a little bit of a ribbon, and I'll continue this ruffle here when I do actually sew it. But did a little ruffly ribbon there. This was another, she stamped onto some scratch paper that was either tea dyed or coffee dyed, and then distressed around the edge. This is the other side of that wallpaper, and I had some scraps of paper handy. So did I turn this into a, I did, look at that. I turned this into a pocket there, and then kind of extended the page again with this double-sided paper here. So I'll probably end up covering that somehow with something. This is some tea dye or coffee dyed paper there. I didn't want to change that. That's so cool. This was a pocket that she had made, or an envelope that she had made. So I just put that down and then put that on top of it. And then I'll obviously add more as I work in the journal. This is the other side of that one page. Again, I made this into a pocket, but before I glued it down, this was another thing that she had sent. It's just white paper. It's probably scratch paper that has just some brush strokes of watercolor maybe, and then some stamped seashells on there. So that was kind of cool, I thought. This side ended up being a little bit odd and different, but as I work in the journal, most likely what I'll do is probably cover this up or something with a photo, I don't know, or something to journal, but I'll sew this down here, and I wrapped this fabric over to the other side. And then this was, what was this? I don't know, I was just trying something different. I had a sheet of scratch paper, and then this is just some washi, kind of similar to what she had done on this one, although I didn't sew it, which I guess I could have, but and then this was another scrap of something that she had included, and then some of the trim she had included at the top there. This is some washi that I've just recently purchased. I thought it would be kind of cool. There was some writing or just some print from, I think this was an envelope maybe, or a scratch piece of paper that had some printing on it that wasn't intended there. Another thing that she sent along with all of the goodies, I just went ahead and glued that down, kind of old school style looking. This is, I didn't do anything with this, and then this, I think I just glued that down. Says, no one can go back and make a brand new start. Anyone can start from now and make a brand new beginning. I thought that was a really cool quote. This is a little pocket here, or belly band, I suppose, but again, I just kind of glued that down to extend the page a little bit. So, all right, so those are the 3 signatures that are already pretty darn chunky. As you can tell, there's a lot of variation in the pages, but I'm kind of happy with how it ended up. It's busy looking, but it'll be fun to work in. So with that in mind, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to use for the cover. So I want to use this. She had sent this. However, it's probably not even tall enough now. Yeah, it's definitely too small. I mean, the spine itself is way too small. It's already gator mouth. So, you know, the easy thing to do could have been just to cover this with paper or something and reinforce the spine and make it work. But my everything here is too thick for that. So I think what I'm going to do instead is repurpose this. And I don't even know if I want to save this to cover the actual spine with, but what I've got in my mind is I want to maybe use this paper bag, so I'll deconstruct this and use this as the base to create a more flexible cover, and then on the front and in the back I'll use this to kind of keep it sturdy, and yeah, I'll figure out the spine. I want to also incorporate this piece of fabric too. I've already used a bit of it inside the journal on this very first page here as the ruffle, and I really love it. It looks like it's been avocado dyed, and it's just really pretty. So I want to kind of make it important somehow. And I'm not quite sure how. Another thing I thought, this was kind of left over, and I thought it would be really cool to incorporate somehow. And then this was another piece that she had included. And again, I thought this would be really fun to somehow incorporate, I don't know, maybe even like that. But do you see the kind of color scheme I've got going on? And then this was, yeah, another piece from that envelope that I had used on the inside. I don't know if I want to use it on the spine or the cover or not, but there is that. And then I do have all this other stuff that I had initially pulled out to use for this particular journal. This doesn't really go with those colors, so we won't probably use that on the outside, maybe on the inside. You know, I've got some of this, I don't even know what kind of paper this is. But so there is still some of this newspaper that I think I should incorporate. I've still got some of this book page, some music that I could use. And of course, if I don't use it on this, I definitely will use it elsewhere in other journals and things. So this is some handmade paper, which would be really pretty on the cover. So yeah, this I think I'll save for something and use it like in a journal or something as a page of a journal. But yeah, so other than that, I thought about using this somehow, but I hate to cover up one side. I think they're both really pretty, so I'll probably keep this for a different journal also. And just tuck that down in there so I don't get tempted. And then on the inside, well, also potentially on the outside, she had included some map paper. And I thought this would be really cool. I don't love this side as much necessarily, but I do really like the colors on this side. I think it would work. It would be very interesting, I think, to somehow incorporate that. I don't think I really need to use all of this, so I'll keep this for something else, maybe for another journal. And then for the inside of the cover, I thought maybe I could use this. So this is just some collaging she did with different scratch papers, it looks like, and just on some white paper. But I thought this would be really cool for like the inside of the front cover, front and back. And then I can, I don't know, do something with that too at some point. So all right, so that's kind of what I got going on. I think first and foremost, what I need to do is figure out how big of a spine I need, and then go from there. So I think I'll kind of start deconstructing this bag, and I don't know, I'll maybe pop in here and there with voiceover or me talking as I'm working. We'll see how it goes, but I'll spare you from all the loud noises of doing this. So, all right. Alrighty, so as you can see, I took a little bit of time just to kind of look at what my, I guess, canvas was, what I was working with as far as size goes. I know I want to use the front and back of that book cover as to be the sturdiness for this cover, and so I'll be pasting that on top of the paper bag. And at first, I thought maybe I'll cover each of those in that other brown packaging paper. But then I changed my mind about that. And then I thought about somehow covering them or one of them in some way with this fabric. And then I changed my mind on that too. And in the end, I decided to go ahead and do a collage with some of these other papers, mostly because you're not really going to see too much of it at the end of the day once I cover them with the book pages. And so I just kind of wanted to give hints of what you would see on the inside of the journal on this cover behind there. And so for the fabric, I decided to go ahead and do it like this, where I'm going to cut off strips, and you'll see hints of it. And I didn't want to waste the gorgeous fabric by just covering it. You're probably also wondering, is she going to keep the naked lady on the cover? No, I'm not going to. I honestly wasn't even seeing that when I was earlier, when I had that envelope with the window in it on top of it. It just happened to be it just happened to be sitting the perfect way for that to be in the window. I will cover that. I'm going to do I'm going to do what I'm doing here on both of them. I'm going to do a little bit of a collage. You will see hints of the book cover. Like, I'm not going to completely cover the book cover. And like on the outer edge, you can still see some of it, but the naked lady will be gone. Just going to do more of the collaging with the different papers and stuff. And so, yeah, at this point, I'm really not 100% sure where this is going fully. I just know I want to kind of keep going with what I got going right now. And it's going to kind of evolve as it goes. Oops, I was not thinking and completely forgot to cover her up. But yes, isn't that the perfect location? I mean, I definitely could have left it that way. It would have been a surprise when you took the thing out of the pocket, but no, I didn't want to keep it that way. I'm a little too modest for that, I guess. But yeah, I just covered that with some of the music paper, and then I'm going to continue doing my collaging on top. Still trying to decide kind of what to do as far as a something to put inside that pocket now. But yeah, I'm going to continue with the collaging and keep working. Okay, so now it's time for some last finishing touches. Felt like the upper right corner needed something, and I wanted to try some different pieces of trim. So just gonna choose one of these. Okay guys, so I've done a lot of work on this. I went ahead and, gosh, I don't even remember all I've done. So I went ahead and sewn all around perimeter of the cover. And as you can see, I've sewn in the signatures, but I did a little bit of fun stitching with my sewing machine. I haven't done that in a long time, so I thought I'd go ahead and do that. As you can see, I've also sewn on some sari silk for a closure. And in the signatures, I'm going to have to work with this to get it to stay open. In the signatures, I've sewn all of these places that I had mentioned that were added throughout, like this. I've sewn that on. Let's see what else. All of this, all the trim. This one I sewed around the perimeter of. I ended up sewing this, and I'm kind of wishing I hadn't now, but it's kind of fun. It's different anyway. But those little hearts, I mostly did it because I wanted to make sure this stayed in place. I knew with just the glue stick it may not because of the ribbon material, but that's all glued on or sewn on. Let's see, what else? Done a lot of sewing. I sewed up these pockets, so these are good. I did end up sewing this on. I thought I might as well. This is sewn. I followed the vine of the vellum piece, and I used that stitch from my sewing machine there, which actually it looks really nice on the other side too. And this pocket is sewn on, so it's definitely sturdy, except for I just ripped it there, so I'm gonna still have to be careful with it. Sewed on this ribbon, which is now kind of hard to see because there's so much sewing there, but that is sewn on. So as you can see, I've done a lot of sewing and things and just kind of finishing it up to make it ready to be used. And then, yes, I did go ahead and sew in the signatures. So now at this point, really all we have to do is glue on the front and the back cover, the hard cover. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And then we'll call this one done. I'm very pleased with how this one turned out. It's really a fun journal. It's very eclectic, a lot of different ideas going on, and I would say a true junk journal. So, okay. Let's hold that in place for a little bit. I'm actually gonna do this. Let me move this out of the way. And let this dry just a little bit before we move to the other side. I did kind of want this little fringy stuff to kind of sit on top. All right, now I'm just switch this over and let's do the other side. My sari silk is, it's fun and cute, but sometimes, oh no, I didn't plan ahead on that. Oh man, I'm gonna not be able to see all that. That sucks. Oh well. No big deal, I guess. Oh, my glue is flowing over. Ah, got glue everywhere. Smooth that out just a little bit. There. All right, so just gonna try and center that as well as I can. And actually, I think what I'm gonna do is weight this down, maybe, or just hold on to it for a little bit, because as you can see, it's not completely flat, so I don't really want to do too much until this glue really takes hold. So yeah, I think I'll open it up and weight it down like this until the glue dries. And then my journal is going to be complete. So yeah, all right, well, there we have it. I'm gonna do that later, but as you can see, we've got a finished journal, and now I can go ahead and start using it, and I'm super excited to have a new junk journal for myself. So, all right guys, I hope you really enjoy coming along on this little journey with me, and look forward to some fun Halloween and then some Christmas journals coming soon, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.